These lessons from Nasser Al-Arabi are so good, I cannot keep them to myself. I've got to share them with you. 5 lessons that I got from Nasser Al-Arabi on real estate and how to handle real estate. Let's do it. First things first. He said, find people who have faith enough in you to join you. Nasser Al-Arabi talked about when he went to his first property, he was working on the property, and the guy asked him, hey, did anybody go underneath the building? And he said no. And it led to him partnering with a gentleman who was already lending him money. Find people in your life, some you may have already met, some you have not met yet, who are going to be willing to not only give into you, put into you, but also to join you on your journey. Now, what's amazing is it's going to be easy to find these people because all you got to do is go and look for them. Once you look for them, I promise you, you will find them. Just be patient. It'll happen. Lesson number 2, don't let the L's get to your heart. Nas talked about how he took an L on a few things when he was doing his work, and he did not let that beat him. And I say the same thing to you. You're going to take L's, particularly in the real estate business, in any business to be true, but in a real estate business, you're going to take L's. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't avoid it. You can't run from it. It's going to come. But in those L's are the greatest lessons that you're going to learn in your real estate career. It's not the wins that are going to give you the learns. It's the L's that are going to give you those learns and those lessons. Next thing, do what works in your market. I've been asked several times, how should I market to my people in my area? Should I cold call? Should I email? Should I send letters? Should I door knock? Should I put stickers on doors? Whatever it is, pick something. Just pick something. Every market is different, and until you pick one thing and start going at it consistently, you're not going to get those deals. Those deals are never going to come. So you have to keep doing whatever it is consistently. If it's cold calling, cold call consistently for at least 6 months. See if it works. If it works, good. If it's not, okay, that's fine too. What you don't realize is every time that you stop and that you switch, you automatically are starting yourself over again. Every single time. If you go from cold calling to post-it notes or mailing post-it notes, then now you're starting an entire process over again. Here's the kicker. Not only are you starting the process of reaching out to people over again, but you're also starting your learning process over again, because now you have to start fresh on a new topic. You have to learn those idiosyncrasies of that particular topic. With cold calling, you have to learn, okay, how exactly does the Mojo system work for me? Is it gonna hang up every time somebody else answers? Should I leave a message? How do I track these numbers? How do I track these calls coming back in? Then you jump to mailing letters. What kind of envelope does it need to be in? How much postage do I need to put on it? Should I span it out and wait another 2 or 3 months before I mail that same person again? Whatever it is, you have to just pick one. Pick one and ride with it. You're going to learn, okay, it's working or it's not working, but you don't want to change every week, every other month. You want to let that ride for about 6 months time frame and see if it works. If it's really extreme and you're getting 0 responses, 3 months is understandable and acceptable. But do not start switching, because every time you switch, it's going to take longer for your funnel to fill. And then you have to take into account the amount of time you have to figure out to learn what makes your tactic effective, right? So pick something and ride with it. Next lesson. Learn how to leverage credit. Nasser talked about, it said that he knows a guy who was a millionaire, high level investor, and he took leverage on his credit to invest into the stock market. I cannot tell you how many people that I've met that have found ways to use credit or ways to use debt. Robert Kiyosaki talks about it all the time, talks about how he takes huge amounts of debts. He would take huge amount of debt and he would use that as his leverage. He would make his way to getting another property, to getting a bigger property, to get a larger property, wider property, whatever you want to call it. He would do all these things to get that. He's talked about it several times on several different podcasts and several different interviews. He uses large amounts of debt to continue on. And the same thing with Grant Cardone. And I'm sure at some point Gary Vee and Eric Thomas has done it. I'm certain at some point everybody has done this tactic. You have to find a way to leverage your credit to be able to invest in more. If you have a business, you should be ashamed of yourself if you don't have business credit. That's a minimum of $50,000 to $150,000 on its own right there. You could buy a house in a CD class neighborhood, flip it, and double your money and still pay that credit card back. I'm just saying. Check it out. Learn your lessons on how to leverage credit. The last thing, and I've said this before, but this was solidified for me when Nas said it. Local banks with your LLC. Use local banks with your LLC. Why this is important. When it comes to real estate, this is important because a local bank is going to be, let's say, more user-friendly. They're going to be more willing to work with you on some things. They're going to allow you to have more room in your portfolio. Additionally, the property itself, the money, is derived directly at that LLC. It's not directly at you personally. So if everything hits the fan and all of it falls apart, now you can do the bankruptcy piece, go through that process. But it's not affecting you personally. And again, keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm sure there's a few idiosyncrasies there that come with it. But the bottom line, make sure you go talk to your lawyer as well as your accountant and figure that part out for yourself if that need be the case. But the bottom line is you want to put as much in your LLC as possible and as little in your name as possible. Additionally, you might want to take a look at trust as well. I think I've talked about that on this podcast. Now, make sure you go check out the Nasr Al-Arabi episode. I put the card at the very beginning. I'm going to put the card again up here in this direction somewhere. I think this is the right side. I normally get this wrong, but we'll see. Go check it out. I hope you enjoy. Remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're going to be. Comment. Let me know what you thought, what you got from the Nasr Al-Arabi episode. I'll see you soon.